Happy Reading Month, Masonic Heights students and families. Miss Bradley here reading one of my favorite stories called Thunder Cake by Patricia Polacco. Grandma looked at the horizon, drew a deep breath and said, "This is Thunder Cake weather, all right. Looks like a storm coming to me." "Child, come out from under that bed. It's only thunder you're hearing," my grandma said. The air was hot, heavy, and damp. A loud clap of thunder shook the house, rattled the windows, and made me grab her close. "Steady, child," she cooed. "Unless you want to let go of me, we won't be able to make a thunder cake today." "Thunder cake?" I stammered as I hugged her even closer. "Don't pay attention to that old thunder except to see how close the storm is getting. When you see the lightning, start counting really slowly. When you hear the thunder, stop counting. That number is how many miles away the storm is. Do you understand?" she asked. "We need to know how far away the storm is so we have enough time to make the cake and get it into the oven before the storm comes, or else it won't be real thunder cake." Her eyes surveyed the black clouds a ways off in the distance. Then she strode into the kitchen. Her worn hands pulled a thick book from the shelf above the wood stove. "Let's find that recipe," she crowed as she fingered the grease-stained pages to a creased spot. "Here it is, Thunder Cake." She carefully penned the ingredients down on a piece of newspaper. "Now, let's gather all of the things we'll need," she exclaimed as she scurried towards the back door. We were by the barn door when a huge bolt of lightning flashed. I started counting like Grandma told me to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then the thunder roared. 10 miles. It's 10 miles away," Grandma said as she looked at the sky. "About an hour away, I would say. You'll have to hurry. Gather those eggs very carefully," she said. Eggs from mean old Nellie Peckhen? I was scared. I knew she would try to peck me. "I'm here. She won't hurt you. Just get those eggs," Grandma said. The lightning flashed again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I counted. 9 miles, Grandma reminded me. Milk was next. Milk from old Kick Cow? As Grandma milked her, Kick Cow turned and looked at me really, really mean. I was scared. She looked so big. Zip went the lightning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I counted. Baroom went the thunder. 8 miles, Grandma croaked. Now we have to get chocolate, sugar, and flour from the dry shed. I was scared as we walked down the path from the farmhouse through Tangleweed Woods to the dry shed. Suddenly, lightning slit the sky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I counted. Boom, baroom, crashed the thunder. It scared me a lot, but I kept walking with Grandma. Another jagged edge of lightning flashed as I crept into the dry shed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I counted. Crackle, crackle, boom, kaboom, the thunder bellowed. It was dark and I was scared. "I'm here," Grandma said softly from the doorway. Hurry now, we don't have much time. We've got everything but the secret ingredient. 3 overripe tomatoes and some strawberries, Grandma whispered as she squinted at the list. I climbed up high on the trellis. The ground looked a long way down, and I was scared. I'm here, Grandma said. Her voice was steady and soft. You won't fall. I reached 3 luscious tomatoes while she picked the strawberries. Lightning again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kabang, boom, baroom, the thunder growled. We hurried back to the house and the warm kitchen, and we measured the ingredients. I poured them into the mixing bowl while Grandma mixed. I churned butter for the frosting and melted chocolate. Finally, we poured the batter into the cake pans and put them into the oven together. Lightning lit the kitchen. I only counted to 3 and the thunder rumbled and crashed. 3 miles away, Grandma said, and the cake is in the oven. We made it. We'll have a real thunder cake. As we waited for the cake, Grandma looked out the window for a long time. Why, you're not afraid of thunder, she said. You're way too brave. I'm not brave, Grandma, I said. I was under the bed, remember? But you got out from under it, she answered. And you got eggs from mean old Nellie Peck Hen. You got milk from old Kick Cow. You went through the tangleweed woods to the dry shed. You climbed a trellis in the barnyard. From where I sit, only a very brave person could have done all of those things. I thought and thought about it as the storm rumbled closer. Grandma was right. I was brave. Brave people can't be afraid of a sound, she said, as we spread out the tablecloth and set the table. When we were done, we hurried into the kitchen to take the cake out of the oven. After the cake had cooled, we frosted it. Just then, lightning flashed, and this time it lit up the whole sky. Even before the last flash had faded, the thunder rolled, boomed, crashed, and baroomed right above us. The storm was here. Perfect, Grandma cooed. Just perfect. She beamed as she added the last strawberry to the glistening chocolate frosting on top of our thunder cake. As rain poured down on the roof, Grandma cut a wedge for each of us. She poured us some steaming cups of tea from the stove. When the thunder roared above us so hard it shook the windows and rattled the dishes in the cupboards, we just smiled and ate our thunder cake. From that time on, I never feared the sound of thunder again. The end. This is one of my favorite stories because at the end, there's actually a recipe for thunder cake. If you want, you can look it up online. There are tomatoes in the thunder cake, and it is a delicious recipe. So I hope you enjoyed the book Thunder Cake by Patricia Polacco, and I suggest looking up the recipe and making your own thunder cake sometime. Thanks.